Hey guys, welcome to the practical machine learning course, and this is lecture 1 which is mainly about pandas. So let's now look at what are all the objectives that we are going to cover today. So today we will mainly be looking about the basic of pandas, the data structures that comes with the pandas, and how to load data in different ways. A quick disclaimer, if you want to carry on with me, you are open to do that. After each and every lecture, I will be uploading everything in this particular GitHub repo, which I will be providing it to you. You just have to download as zip and open it and try it yourself in the Colab or Jupyter Notebook, whatever feels right for you. Now let's start today's session. So the first questions that come to mind is what is Pandas? So Pandas is a column-oriented data analysis API. API is application programming interface. I have made a video on that. You can refer to that. And by column-oriented, I mean that info is stored in a column-wise manner, which is in terms of ML we say it as just. So everything that we do in our ML will have different features. We will be looking into that in the next section. But for now, just understand that this small thing is very essential for you because this is how you will be navigating later on. After that, Pandas is very useful for handling and analyzing the input data. Also, it helps in data wrangling. So there are multiple methods about that. Many machine learning and deep learning frameworks support Pandas data structure as inputs. Basically, the main idea of Pandas is that we are very familiar with Excel while working. So if we have something which works on the similar lines, it will be very helpful for us. So that's why we mainly use Pandas, and it is a very important library to learn before anything, because most of the time in machine learning you will not be making model, you will be actually processing the data. So that's very crucial that you understand this particular Pandas and everything. Now coming to why we need Pandas, it's because even though you have list dictionary, there also you can keep your data in, but the code you have to write additional things. Many things will not come out of the box. So basically, to make our code clean and easy to understand for someone, we use Pandas. Also, there are many handed tools for wrangling with data, basically data cleaning, processing, and everything like that. As I said, very similar to Excel usage, and some of its own features are also there, which is native to Pandas only, not for the Excel. And one of the best feature about it is that it stores data in a very good fashion, so it helps in memory optimization. There are many features that allow the Pandas library to load data in particular way and optimize it for our use. Completing our why and what is Pandas, now let's look at how we can load Pandas. So first of all, you need to install Pandas. So it's very simple. If you are on CMD, just type pip install Pandas. While if you are in Jupyter Notebook or Colab, just put this colon pip install Pandas. I will show you how to install it. Just run shift and enter. And you can see that it will come with something where it will say at last that Pandas is installed. For me, it is already there, so requirement already satisfied. Now, next thing is how to import Pandas. Very simple. You just need to use import Pandas as PD, and to verify that we have successfully installed or check the version of the Pandas, we just do PD dot underscore version underscore. It should say a number. Just make sure that you get this particular output. If it says something different, that means that you don't have Pandas. Next comes what are the data structures present in Pandas. First one that comes out of the box is data frame. So data frame is very similar to Excel tables to do things, but Excel tables are itself relational data table. That is, there is a relation between rows and columns. Basically, all the rows will be your observations and the columns will be the features related to those observations. We will look into those things later on. The second is the series data frame, which is just a single column, or you can say vector. It is a row labeled via index. So each of the rows will have an index like 1, 2, 3, 4, and after that multiple named series forms a data frame. So basically what happens is multiple columns, when you merge them together, they form a data frame. In simplest sense, data frame can be thought of a matrix and a series can be thought of a vector. So multiple vectors make a matrix, that's all. Now if you see here, data frame is commonly used abstraction for data manipulation tasks. So most of the time you will see like data frame is the best way to go about data manipulation. Whatever data manipulation we will be doing later on, you will be using Pandas behind the scenes. Okay, and there is similar implementation that exist in Spark or R. Spark and R are again frameworks that are useful. Now Now, this is basically what I want to show you what data frame actually is. So don't worry about these. We will be covering very soon what this is. But basically what I am doing is I am using sklearn.dataset API to load the diabetes dataset which comes inbuilt with that. Then I will be creating a variable diabetes which will be a bunch object. So basically I will use this load diabetes functions which I have imported from sklearn.dataset, and I will pass a parameter as frame is equal to true. What this does is it turns a data frame from the bunch object. That's all. Okay. Now to access this, we have a particular data argument. We need to use it to get it and type, or you already know that it will return the type of the dataset. That's now how all this is working. Let's check it out. If I do this question mark and then load libraries, you can see there is lot of documentation in here, and it is a very good practice to check out documentation whenever you encounter something new. And if you see here, it says as frame. This particular method we have used, and it says bool. So that means that whatever value that we will be providing it to this particular parameter, it will be either true or false. By default it is false, but if we set it to true, the target is a pandas data frame or series depending on the number of target columns. And now let me show you something. What happens if I just do diabetes, you will see that there are a lot of data, and this is a bunch object. But if you see here, I have a dictionary in some sense, right? So to access these values, what I can do, I can just access the key, and in pandas you can access a particular dictionary by using this particular method also. Now this, if you see, it is a core data frame, and these are the actual values which are presented to you. So let me just remove it. Now if you see here, I have again accessed that particular thing, and then I have used the data frames head method. So head method by default shows you first 5 elements or 5 observations. Now if you see here, all these, if you see individually, they are observational values, and if you see the column name, these are nothing but the features, and individual features make this particular series. So to show you what series actually is, here I have just taken this particular age column from the data method itself, which I already showed you earlier how we got that. So if you see here, you can see this is a simple series, right? And it is a D type of float 60. Now if I try to do this, type this, and I try to run it, you can see that it says pandas.core.series.series. That means it's a series. Okay, so this was a very basic intro to what are the different data structures that are present in pandas. Now, how to load data in pandas? There are many ways in which you can load data in pandas. The first one comes from the series itself. As I said, right, multiple series makes up a data frame. So how to do that from the scratch, we are going to see. So if I say, suppose I want to create a data frame which has two series, fruits and quantity. So I can create a variable fruit, and this variable will be of type series, and I have to write pd.series. Now this pd was the alias that we imported earlier. Series is the method that we need to pass on so that we create a series, and here we will create a list, and similarly we'll create a second series which I will name qnty, that means quantity, and again I will create a series, and make sure that you put it everything in the list. To create a data frame, you need to define your data frame name in a variable, and then you have to write pd.dataframe. This pd.dataframe is very essential to write because this will create our data frame from the series, and I will be creating a dictionary, as you can see, right? And this dictionary key will be the name of the column that we want, and the values will be the series itself. Okay, so if I say fruits will come into the fruits column, and quantity will come in the quantity column. So if I now run this and I type fruits ds, you can see it is a data. Now to see the data frame, only just put this particular variable name here and just run it. You can see that quantity is a column name, fruit is a column name, and the values are apple, orange, mango, and banana, which was our series data itself, and quantity also data. Okay, so this is very important because most of the time you will be having these type of questions in your interview where they will give you a series and you need to construct a particular data frame out of it. Second method is creating a dictionary of list and then passing it to a data frame. So this is the most common method which I particularly used a lot when I started learning this, because this seems very intuitive also and it's very easy to do. It's very simple. You need to create a particular variable which will hold a dictionary with list of values, where key will be the column name itself and the values will be in a list. Okay, for example, here name is Alice Bob Child, and again this particular comes under the column name, and then the column name is, and here the values are 25, 30 and 35, and then it comes city, which is again a column name, and here it is New York, Los Angeles and Chicago. Right here, if you see, Alice has a 825 which lives in New York. Right, so this is how you interpret particular thing, and this is how it will be created also. So now I have created a human df. Let's name it human df1. So human df1, and again I will be passing this particular data, which is a dictionary of list, to this particular data frame object, and it will create a human df1, which is again a data frame object. And if I print the type of human df, you can see that it's pandas core.frame.data frame. That means we have a data frame. And if I print it again, you can see we have a data. Here our name is Alice, Bob and Charlie, these values. Age is again these three values, and city is again these three values. If we have list of dictionaries, basically we will create multiple dictionaries within a list. Here we are creating a list and passing values, but make sure that whatever your keys are, they are same in every particular dictionary. Like if we have a name here, you can't have an age here and then the value will be there. So basically we created our first dictionary, that is name column will have the value Alice, age column will have the value 25, and city will be again. So again same interpretation, Alice whose age is 25 and lives in the city New York. Now in human df2 data frame, here we will again pass our data. Data is nothing but list of dictionaries. And now if I print the type of this particular thing, you will see that it is again a data frame. Now human df2, if I again print, you will have the similar name age. So this is a different way, that's all, nothing new here. Now you also have a list of lists. If you remember, you must have learned about the matrices. So same methodology is here, but if you can see here, we don't have any columns, right? Here we will first create a list of lists, that is a matrix, and define the column name, and each data point will refer to a column. So basically I have created a data list of list Alice whose age is 25 and name is New York. But again, if I don't pass column names, then this will not work. So I have to add some additional parameters to this particular data frame. I will be creating a new variable human df3, and here I will be again passing it pd.dataframe, and here I will be putting data, that data list of listing that I have created here, and then the column names. This is very important that you put in the column names same order as you have defined your data. So here if you say age, the first column will be age. Okay, so all the column names will be here. Sometimes it happens that people forget the right ordering, and ordering is very important in this particular method. So again, if I print the type, you can see it's a data frame object, and if I again print data frame, you will see again we have the same thing. Now we have a list of tuples. This is a non-common way. You are going to create a list of tuples and adding the column names later, similar to the list of list approach. Now human df4 again is there, and then I am again passing data to pd.dataframe method, and again I am passing the columns. Again same thing. Please make sure that you follow this column naming order, because that's very important, else you will have issues in debugging your data frame. Okay, printing the type of the data frame, again it's core frame.data, and finally we have the data frame itself printed. So you can see that human df4, and again name is city. Same thing is followed again here. There are two more methods left. First one is NumPy array. We use NumPy array because NumPy array is more optimized for large amount of data. The method is import NumPy as NP. First you will import that particular package under the alias name NP. Then you will define your data. So what you will be doing is np.array. This array method is there, and then you will create the list of list whatever we have defined earlier. Again you will be passing it to the data frame and defining the column name. Column name is very important important in ordering, so make sure that you follow that, and then you will print it. For now, till here it is a numpy array. Okay, you can try type data and you can see that it will be a numpy array. After that, once you have created this particular human df5, it will be a data frame again, and finally you will have the same data, the values and the columns. Okay, last one is the most common way that we use, because most of the time data is not present in these fashions. We don't need to demonstrate our data, we just need to import our data. The most common one is CSV or Excel. So the main idea here is I have a MNIST data frame which I have loaded from pd.read_csv. So read_csv is the method that will help you read the CSV file, and CSV file is comma separated values, nothing else. And make sure that whatever file you are putting, it should end with .csv. It's very important that it ends with .csv. So mnist_test.csv, and then if I print the type of mnist df, that is data frame, it is a data frame object, and I can directly put in the head method. If you are unsure means like where I am getting this, so let me show it to you. See here I have a mnist_test.csv. Okay, so it will take some time to load it because it's a 17 MB file. And you can see that pandas can handle it very easily, because here it is taking a lot of time to write, but here you can see it's loaded in an instant. So that's the benefit of using pandas, as you can see live in action. So that's it. One thing I would like to share it with you is that all the methods that I showed you, these are the fundamental ones. There are many more methods that can be used, and I highly recommend you to explore them from the documentation, or you can always refer on it. So for the documentation, I will again be providing link in the description. This is the documentation. So what I want you for the homework is that you can check out flat file, clipboard, Excel, JSON, HTML. SD5 is also important. You should know this. So just do this. So that's all for this video. We have covered the basic of pandas, different ways in which you can load data in pandas, and the data structures that are provided by pandas. I will be seeing you in the next lecture. Till then, bye-bye.